Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to my channel. Have you ever wanted to do the Celtic weave but felt intimidated by it? Well, fear not. Let's make this as simple as absolutely possible. This is a 2-row repeat, and those 2 rows consist of back post and front post treble crochets. So if you can chain a chain and single crochet, we can get you started. These treble crochets are not hard, and when you're talking about front post and back post, they're not hard at all. So let's go ahead and get started. For this swatch, I used a Red Heart Super Saver green, and I'm going to use a little bit different color of green, but nonetheless, it is a worsted weight. Why not do green for Look of the Irish? Some Celtic green. I'm also going to be using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. So to get started, you're going to need multiples of 4 plus 3. So for this tutorial, I am going to be chaining 27. I have my slip knot on my hook, and we're going to go to 27. Once you have your chain of 27, you're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. This loop on your hook is nothing but just a loop on your hook. So we're going to zoom on in and count back 1 and 2. Or if you choose, you can work in the back bumps of your chain. Just counting back 1 and 2 and single crochet into that second chain. For the purpose of this tutorial, I am just going to work on the V side of this chain. So I'm going to single crochet into that second chain from my hook. And now you're just going to place 1 single crochet in every chain stitch to the end of the row. So this is considered row 1. Okay, once you have placed 1 single crochet in every stitch to the very end, you're now going to chain 3 and turn your work 1, 2, 3. And that chain 3 counts as a double crochet and your very first stitch. Now we're going to start working our treble crochets. We're going to skip this because it's considered our first stitch. So we're skipping that first stitch, and then we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. We're going to work our first treble crochet into the following. So to treble crochet, you're going to yarn over your hook twice, insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you're going to yarn over and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over, go through the last 2. That is a treble crochet. We're going to do that in the very next stitch, yarning over twice, inserting your hook, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over, go through 2 more. Now, just like in your crisscross stitches, we're going to be working in the skipped stitches. We're going to be placing 1 treble crochet in the first skipped stitch first. So yarning over your hook twice, coming all the way back to your very first skipped stitch, insert your hook and bring it back up. And work your treble. Now you're going to go to the very next skipped stitch and work a treble crochet. This is your repeat to your last stitch. So now we're back to skip 2, 1, 2, and work a treble into the next. So we're going back to our unworked stitches. Skip 1, 2, treble crochet into the next. Treble crochet into the next stitch. And now we're going to work those skipped stitches, placing 1 treble crochet into the first skipped stitch. And 1 treble crochet into the next skipped stitch. Go ahead and continue working this repeat down to your last stitch of this row, which is row 2. All right, and once you have come down to the end, you're going to place your final stitch into that very first single crochet, and your final stitch is a double crochet. So go ahead and place your last stitch into the last single crochet there. So just a double crochet. Now you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3 and turn your work over. Now we're going to start our 2 repeat rows. Rows 3 and 4 are the repeat rows. We're going to be working back post treble crochet. All right, we're going to work around those very first 2 stitches. And if you turn your work over and take a look, you can actually see those 2 stitches. Those are the ones that we're going to work around first. So treble crochet, wrap your yarn twice, reaching around from the back, pushing that post back, bringing your hook out, yarning over, pulling a loop through. Now we're on the back of our work, and complete your treble crochet. You're going to do that to the next stitch, only going around that post of your very next stitch. Now we're going to skip those next 2 stitches, the front post, the ones that you see here. You're going to skip those, and we're going to go to the next 2 that are hidden on the back of your work. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to treble crochet, back post treble crochet. And you have to manipulate your stitches a little bit every now and again to get your hook where you need it. Let's do the next one. Just like that. All right, now we're going to go back. Okay, so now we're going to do the back post treble crochet around the 2 skipped stitches. Now what you're going to want to do is kind of push them to the back side. So when you turn your work so you can see the back side, you can actually make out those 2 posts. So what we're going to do is treble crochet around the first skipped. So we're going to back post, picking that post up from behind, yarn over, pull through and treble crochet. Now we're going to do that one more time to the next skipped treble crochet. So we're working them behind everything else. So we're going to do that again together. So we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, these that you see on this side, and we're going to work the ones that are on the back side of the work first. So treble, back post treble crochet around the next stitch. Back post treble crochet the next stitch. Then we're going to go back and work those 2 that we just skipped. We're going to back post treble crochet the first skipped treble crochet. And again, you probably will have to maneuver your stitches around to make sure you get to the one that you need. Okay, now let's go ahead and back post treble crochet the second skipped stitch. And you can grab hold of it with your fingers and push it to the other side, and then that way you know when you're working the stitch which one you're working because you have hold of it. That sometimes will help some folks that are trying to make sure they're getting the right stitches. So that is your repeat across this row. You're going to skip 2, back post treble crochet the next 2, then back post treble crochet the 2 that you skipped. You're going to work all the way to the end, and that is where we're going to meet up at the last 3 stitches. All right, we are down here at the last 3 stitches. We're going to back post treble crochet the next 2 stitches. And double crochet into the top of your chain 3, your turning chain. And now chain 3 and turn your work. 1, 2, 3. And this is row 4. Row 4 is the second of your 2-row repeat. So we are doing front post treble crochets at this point. So skip your first 2 stitches, your first 3 including your chain 3, but skip those first 2 stitches, and we're going to front post treble crochet the next 2. So for a front post treble crochet, you're wrapping your yarn twice around the hook. You're inserting your hook from front to back, lifting that post, that treble crochet post up, and placing it on top of your hook. You're yarning over and pulling a loop up, and then completing your treble crochet just as normal. Now we're going to go back and we're going to front post treble crochet these 2 that we skipped, starting with the very first one that we skipped. Front post treble crochet your next skipped stitch. And now we're going to jump over to our next set of stitches. We're going to skip 2, 1, 2, which are unworked stitches, and we're going to jump over to the next 2, and we're going to front post treble crochet those. Now you will be working the front post that you see first, And then you're working the ones that are hidden on the back side of your work second. If that helps you remember which ones you work first on this front post treble crochet row. So now we've worked those front post ones that were visible on the front side of our work. Now we're going to move our stitches around here, and we're going to front post treble crochet the two that we skipped, which are on the back side of the fabric you're working. There we are. And you're just lifting it up and putting that post on top of your hook so that way you can work around the post instead of into the top of a stitch. So that is your repeat to the end of the row. And I'll meet up with you when I have reached the last 3 stitches. Front post treble crochet, the last 2 stitches before your turning chain, and double crochet into that turning chain. And that is all there is to this stitch pattern. All you have to do is repeat rows 3 and 4 for as long or as much as you want to get the fabric that you're looking for. Here is the front side of the fabric. Here is the back side of the fabric. It is a very thick and dense fabric. It would make a fun fabric for an afghan. Or if you did it in cotton, you could probably do it as a trivet. So here is the one that we worked together. And here's the bigger swatch, which actually has 2 full repeats. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial for this Celtic Weave stitch pattern. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.